In this video, we're gonna talk about the vertex form of a parabola. So first of all, what is the vertex form of a parabola? Well, the vertex form of a parabola looks like y equals a times x minus at squared plus k, or in function notation, f of x equals a times x minus at squared plus k. Okay, now the reason this form is called the vertex form is because if the equation for a parabola looks like this, then you can read off the vertex right away. So the h here, that's gonna give you the x value of the vertex, while the k here, that's gonna give you the y value of the vertex. Or in other words, if an equation is written like this, a times x minus at squared plus k, the vertex of that parabola would simply be h comma k. All right, let's take a look at an example. Say the equation for a parabola is given by y equals 3 times x minus 4 squared plus 1. So to find the vertex of that parabola, all you gotta do is just compare this equation to a times x minus at squared plus k. So if you do that, then see in place of 8, you got a 4, and in place of k, you got a 1. So the vertex of this parabola is 4 comma 1. Let's look at another example. So say the equation of a parabola is y equals 2 times x plus 1 squared minus 3. Now this one is not exactly like a times x minus at squared plus k because we got a plus sign here. But you can rewrite this as 2 times x minus a negative 1, right? So minus a negative 1 is the same as plus 1 squared plus a negative 3, right? If you write it this way, then this looks exactly like a times x minus 8 squared plus a k, from which you can see that the 8's value is negative 1 and the k value is negative 3. So the vertex is gonna be negative 1 comma negative 3. So this x value is always gonna flip the sign here. So if it is x plus 1, the x value for the vertex becomes a negative 1, okay? In the previous example, it was x minus 4. The x value of the vertex is positive 4, okay? So you can think of the x value being switching the signs from whatever is in the equation, okay? The y value keeps the sign, so positive 1, so 1 here, and then negative 3 here, which also is negative 3 down there, okay? So this is what the vertex form is good for. It will let you figure out the vertex of a parabola right away, okay? Let's look at another example where we can find the equation of a parabola in vertex form given the vertex itself and some other point on the parabola. Okay, so here a parabola has a vertex as at 2 comma 3, so those are our h and k values there, and then it passes through another point 4 comma 7. Okay, using these 2 points we can actually find the equation of the parabola. So first of all, notice that the vertex form looks like y equals a times x minus 8 squared plus k. Now, since we know the vertex, the h and k value are known to us, right? So vertex is 2, 3, so our h is 2. So remember, it's always the x value of the vertex, and then our k is 3, the y value of the vertex. So if I plug in these values of h and k, my equation is going to look like y equals a times x minus, so instead of 8, we're going to write 2 because that's the value of 8. So x minus 2 is squared, plus our k is 3. Okay, so this is what the equation is going to look like in vertex form, but we still need to know the value of a. So to do that, we're going to use this additional point we're given in the problem. So 4, 7, so let's consider that as our xy pair. So let's plug in 4 for x and 7 for y in this equation, okay? So 7, so that's the y value here, equals a times, now the x value is 4, so 4 minus 2 squared plus 3. You see, we got numbers everywhere except for this a, so we'll solve for a in this equation, and then that's gonna let us figure out the equation of the parabola in the vertex form. Okay, let's simplify this part real quick. So left side is 7, we're not gonna do anything right now, equals a times 4 minus 2 is 2 squared plus a 3. Again, 7 equals, now 2 squared is a 4, so this is going to be 4a plus 3. Now let's subtract 3 both sides. So that's going to give us 7 minus 3 is 4 equals 4a, and then 3 and negative 3 is 0. Let's continue here. 4 equals 4a is the same as saying, well, we can divide both sides by 4 to get the a by itself, which will give us 1 on the left side. 4 divided by 4 is 1, equals a. So now that we have the value of a, we can go ahead and write the equation of a parabola from this equation. You just gotta substitute the value of a, okay? Alright, so the equation of the parabola then is going to be, I'm gonna do it right here. So we had y equals a times x minus 2 squared plus 3. So let's plug in the value of a. So a is 1, so y equals 1 times x minus 2 squared plus 3. But this one, we don't actually have to write it, so our equation is just going to be y equals x minus 2 squared plus 3. So that is the equation of the parabola with vertex 2, 3, and that contains a point 4, 7 written in the vertex form. That's it in this video. Thanks for watching.